He didn't respect my body, and it almost cost me my life. This story was sent to me by a follower, and before anything else, I ask you, listen until the end. Because what happened to her might be happening to someone close to you, or even to you, and if that's the case, may this story open your eyes. I was married for 3 years. And during those 3 years, I slowly erased myself out of fear of being alone. I always dreamed of having a family. Getting married, having kids, creating a loving home. When I met my ex-husband, I thought that dream was finally coming true. He was charming in the beginning, affectionate, romantic, full of plans. He made me laugh. He made me feel seen. But over time, I started to realize everything had to be his way. He was controlling. If he wanted something, I had to want it too, especially when it came to intimacy. If I said I was tired, he would snap, tired? Tired of what? You don't even work. During my pregnancy, I thought things would get better. That, with a baby on the way, he'd be more understanding. But it only got worse. Even with morning sickness, pain, and insomnia, he kept demanding that I fulfill my role. When I said I wasn't feeling well, he coldly replied, "Pregnancy isn't an excuse. You're my wife. Do your part and me." I gave in. Not because I wanted to, but because I was afraid. Afraid of losing the little affection he still gave me. Afraid of ending up alone while pregnant. Afraid of being told I wasn't woman enough. When he wanted to, he could be sweet, bring flowers, cook, hold me in bed. But if I refused him once, everything changed. He'd say things like, "If you won't do it, someone else will. Don't blame me if I look outside." I cried in silence, hiding in the bathroom. But the next day, I smiled and served breakfast like nothing happened. When the time came, I had a C-section. A real surgery, stitches, pain, exhaustion, and a newborn who depended on me for everything. I needed time. I needed support. But he didn't care. 1 week after the birth, he looked me in the eyes and said, "Time's up. You need to start acting like a wife again." I laughed nervously, thinking he was joking. I said, "You know postpartum recovery takes 40 days, right?" He rolled his eyes. "That's just an excuse lazy women use. Either you do what you have to do, or I'll find someone who will." That night, shaking, crying, I gave in again. Not because I wanted to, but because I didn't want him to leave. Didn't want to raise my daughter alone. Didn't want to believe I'd failed at being a wife. Hours later, I started bleeding. The pain was unbearable. Everything went dark. When I woke up, I was in the ICU. Alone. My neighbor told me he had dropped me off and left. Didn't wait. Didn't check in. He just left me there and told her, "Stay with her." I'm not staying. The doctors told me my uterus had ruptured. I was in critical condition. I had lost a dangerous amount of blood. I was sedated, intubated, and spent 35 days between life and death. When I finally opened my eyes, my mom was by my side. She had to travel from another state to care for my baby, because I couldn't even hold a spoon. I had to relearn how to walk, how to speak clearly, and how to say nitrogen monoxide. I fell into a deep depression. I couldn't bond with my daughter. I felt guilty. Broken. I believed I had failed her. Failed myself. My ex? He never came to see me. My mom confronted him, said everything I never could. And that was the moment I realized I survived. And I couldn't waste my second chance. When I was finally discharged, I had to rebuild myself from zero. Physically, emotionally, spiritually. It wasn't easy. But with therapy, support, and faith, I began to heal. Today, I look back and ask, why did I accept so much? Why did I believe that kind of treatment was normal? Why did I let fear dictate my worth? If you're listening to this and you feel something tightening inside your chest, please don't wait. Don't normalize emotional abuse. Don't confuse control with love. Real love is patient. Real love respects. Real love would never push you when you're already on the floor. This is my story. Painful. True. But maybe it can be someone else's lifeline. So please comment, share, speak. And if you have a story that's too heavy to carry alone, send it to me. I'll tell it for you with care, with compassion, and with the hope that someday we all live surrounded only by real love.